Hello, guys. Welcome back to Between the Ropes TV. Now, it's a little bit older news now, but we thought it was really important to come on and talk about it. Now, last night, Conor Benn released a statement across his social media saying that, after the battle of the last few months, his team have proved his innocence with the WBC's clean boxing program. Obviously, this is all centered around the two failed VADA tests. What I think one was in August and one was a couple of weeks before his October bout with Chris Eubank Jr. That obviously we all know the saga. Jack's not with us because obviously we did a couple of lives with him. He more than made his feelings on the whole process and system clear. But we thought it was important that we came on and we thought, just update people on what we're thinking and really give you the full story. So, Ray, I'll start with you, mate. Obviously, everybody across our group chat, this was probably one of the first things in our chat that we were, I wouldn't say all at war with each other on, but, there was four opinions and four relatively different opinions, certainly different angles about how we thought it should be handled. So, what are your thoughts on this now he's saying he's innocent?
Well, he's come out and he's saying he's innocent. It looks as though he's got the backing of his trainer. Tony Sims. So I guess for me, we're just going to have to wait and see how it officially pans out. And the reason why I say that is, in the court of law, he's innocent until proven guilty. I do feel as though with drugs within boxing, because of the dangers of the sport, you're kind of guilty until you're proven innocent. So you're stuck in between those two tangibles, really. He's in like a boxing purgatory. And I think the only way to vindicate him or not vindicate him is when it officially comes out. And I'm assuming that's going to be just before Christmas. Hopefully, for his sake, he's allowed to go on with his boxing career, or he has when I say a minor suspension, it's more months rather than years. But that's the only way, in my opinion, I see a resolution to this.
No, definitely, yes. I mean, obviously, it's hard to argue with what Ray's saying there because I'm a big advocate of, in general life, innocent till proven guilty. However, with a failed drug test, we said it at the time, but this isn't like a runner or a cyclist getting caught doping, is it? This can kill people, or, we've seen some terrible cases in boxing, and I think, we're all fans, but we'd all love to never see another one again. That can be the issue. But at the same time, I can't get out of my head. I just don't get why Conor Benn, he's never failed before. And I understand conspiracy theorists and critics put pictures up of his growing in physique. But let's not also forget, he turned over professional at 19 as a boy, because we've all been there. You are a boy at that age. He's now 25. You can't help, but we've all done it. You do fill out a little bit, and you suppose of man strength comes. Now, I know the transformation was drastic, but he is training. Obviously, the diet he went into in the build-up shows for the Eubank Jr. fight, he's going to bulk up. Is it realistic to say that there could have been some contamination? Because I just can't get past, you wouldn't sign up for VADA knowing you're cheating, to me.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. I don't think anyone would willingly, sign up for something if they know they're onto something. So, I mean, I feel like it's a bit of a weird situation because I think for Conor Benn, I don't know, it would have probably been good for him to not say nothing until the verdict was fully out, because that kind of gives the public mixed signals. Like, okay, so obviously he said I'll be champion in 2023. So we don't know if he's going to face a short ban or is he going to be cleared?
Well, if he's innocent, there'll be no ban, will there? So
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's where we don't know what's going to happen. Like if he's going to get cleared like as innocent, or if he's going to face like a short 6-month ban or something like that. Because that message it can work for both ways. So I think the best thing to do would have probably, because unless they know the verdict, obviously, and we're just going the public are going to find out a few weeks later. I think the best thing to do would have probably been to just keep quiet about it until the full verdict was out.
Yeah, no, I can see that argument. However, I do also think, especially in this modern age, there's a mental health element to this, because obviously his dad, Eddie Hearn as well, in fairness to the guy, Tony Sims, they've all took a huge slating publicly. And don't get me wrong, the fight week in particular clearly was not handled the best. However, if I was him and I'd had a letter or something to say, oh, do you know what? Actually, the picture is this, and you are innocent. I'd have done exactly the same as him. Ray, do you think that's fair enough, or are you with Yas? He should have held off.
Yeah, I'm with Yaz, and it's kind of similar to what I was saying before, but I'm definitely with Yaz on this one. I just kind of think get that concreteness, get that firmness, the solidness of having an official statement to come out by one of the governing bodies to say, actually, we from our decision, from what we've done, the boy's innocent. He can resume his career. Then you come out with your statement, and then he moves on and takes a fight. Up until now, it raises too many questions. Still, when we're no further forward than when he didn't put out the statement 3 or 4 days ago, essentially. So does the statement make that much difference? No, because it's not really removed all doubt, which you should be wanting to do it. Like you were saying about a criminal court of law, and I was just saying it's beyond no reasonable doubt. And when it's not beyond no reasonable doubt, yeah, there's still a balance of probabilities. So in my opinion, he should have waited.
No, I get that, but I'm just thinking, surely, I mean, you'd really like to think, if not, it's some terrible advice and a terrible thought process, for him to put that statement out, he's going to have had the nod, you would hope, because if not, as we've just said, it's shocking. But for me, I just think that the slating that he's had, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, because if it comes out he's guilty, for me, I'd be the first to criticise him and be like, that's disgusting, because, you can seriously hurt people. However, I also think, like some of the race-based comments, the hate that the man's experienced, like he had death threats to his wife and child. For me, all of that's too much. So I do understand why he would potentially right, I'm putting this statement out. Let's see if those same trolls or whatever we want to call them are quick enough to apologise as quick as they were to sort of hang him, if you like. So, I mean, just to finish up, just quickly, I'll come to both of you. What is the next fight for Conor Benn? Because I'm going to be honest, depending on how Eubank Jr. Liam Smith goes, I think we end up going straight into that. Eddie Hearn did say last week, Tony Sims wants him to come back in sort of a sensible fight that's just get some ring rust off. Because obviously, let's not forget, he's not boxed since April this year. Whereas Conor Benn's like, no, chuck me in. I want the big fights. Ray, I'll come to you first. What is Conor Benn's next move in a ring?
I would love to see him in with Marku. I think that would be a great fight. Yeah, it'd be difficult to make, but I originally thought the Eubank fight would be difficult to make. That's got that legacy behind it. That's got an awful lot of money. But Marku brings a lot of money as well. There's a hell of a lot of Albanians in London that can make some noise. Yaz can tell us about that a little bit later on. But that's the type of level I would like to see him in before he goes in with somebody like a Eubank. We've talked earlier about Michael Mickinson, somebody like an Avanesian. These are beatable names for Conor Benn, but they're also big names as well. Names that not necessarily strike fear in them, but make the mouth water, get the juices going. So there's plenty of talent at welterweight to pit them up against. You've also got to look at as well. I know you're saying he hasn't boxed since April, but then again, Conor Benn has been slowly built up. So I can see why Conor Benn is actually wanting for a stiffer test. And he's also the one who want to win the British public back by giving them a name of a live opponent, not a has-been.
No, definitely. I'd agree with that. I think that is the risk, because he was starting to get the public turn on him anyway with the sort of ex-world champions. So I definitely think that's the right move. And it might be a gamble, but I also think as a fight fan, I'd respect him more for having a live opponent, even if he lost, because he's still he's 25. He can come back from it.
Yeah.
But Yas, what's your thought process on this? Who does he get in with next, or what style of opponent?
I mean, Ray mentioned it, but after watching him over the weekend, I'd probably put him in with an Avanesian. That fight already had some legs in it initially before this whole saga happened, and obviously it's a very credible name. Like he went, I think it was 9-10 rounds with Crawford or something. So
six.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, he went 6 rounds with Crawford. So he's a credible opponent. Obviously it could be difficult to make, obviously, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, but I feel like it's a good name to come back to. And then if he says he's gonna try go for a title or something, if he deals with him in better fashion or in similar fashion to how Crawford did, then maybe he can look to talk about challenging for a title or something like that towards the end of next year.
No, 100%. Guys, we'll wrap it up there. This is a pre-record, as you'll know. As we said, it's old news, but we did just want to sort of talk about it from our point of view. We've also got our new TikTok page, so hit that up at Between the Ropes TV 2022. And we're also on Facebook now at Between the Ropes TV, as well as Instagram and Twitter. So check all those out, guys. Hit the like and subscribe button here. We've got some really special content coming before Christmas. So, yeah, join us on the next one.